'82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years of life. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny Heidt. Oh, yeah.
He did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived closer to that time than this year as I sing this song. And I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see everybody 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
Joe?
Yeah.
Rolling.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings your Garage Logic podcast number 1778. We hit 98 degrees on this day in 2013 and 32 degrees on this day in 1907. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hello.
Of the four of the cities in America that have all four major league teams,
Okay.
Minnesota has won the
Gone the longest.
for a long time.
Joe, that's exactly how I feel.
Yep.
Right there.
We're right
That's
there
a
with you.
Perfect definition of how
Of
I
the
feel.
four teams, well, of the cities that have four teams,
Yep.
only the Twin Cities has gone the longest without a title in anything. Now, that's, the Lynx have won a few, but again, the four major would be NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, and the football. And it's been since 1991, which is what, 35 years?
That's right.
35 years without a sniff. And it was very predictable at the start of the second period last night that this wasn't going to be the year for hockey.
How
I
about
don't-
basketball?
God, no. There's no... What is Mackey's theory?
I don't know.
That this is how Minnesota is, basically. He sent out a tweet last night after the game. I guess I should have looked it up.
Sure, that was well received.
That the sports
It
teams
was.
are like the rest
No,
of us?
It was.
Oh, it was?
The sports teams lose because this is how Minnesota is. We are the state of Charlie Brown.
Oh, wow.
We're aw shucks and aw gee,
We
and
really
that's a better
are.
team, and maybe next year we'll do better.
Good
and,
try, guys.
Come over here and give me a hug.
In other words, we're not holding them accountable seriously enough.
Right there. Yep, absolutely.
And I've got nothing against the coach, Hines. I don't know him. In fact, he just bought a house near where I grew up.
Oh.
Well, that was a mistake.
He might be hail fellow, well met. The guy. But let me ask you something. The only conclusion I came last night is: do I question the coach? How do you play? They weren't a different team game to game. They were a different team period to period.
How do you go from being so dominant? And I recognize the fact that the Avs goalie was having a bad night, but still, we were so offensively dominant, and then we just came out like school
I
children.
find
in the
it hard
second.
to believe that these idiots thought 3 goals would be enough.
And even after the humiliation in the second period, it didn't improve much in the third.
They had an opening burst in the third period, then retreated to the shell.
Yep.
What a bunch of BS.
Yep. If I was Quinn Hughes, I would not accept any deal, any extension. I would run. If I was the Foligno boys, I would do whatever I had to do to get the hell out of here.
Well,
Carell,
that's-
I'm holding you personally responsible.
I did see, though, I don't know which national commentator said that this was basically a Stanley Cup style matchup, given the skill level of the two teams.
See, that attitude right
But
there is why we will never have a cup. That's the attitude, Reavers.
Chris.
You're Charlie Brown. You're kicking at that football. She's pulling it away.
Having spent a lot of time in virtually every other city that has Major League Sports, I can understand that the attitude here is pathetic among the fan base. You got a wine line on K-Fan, and they might cry in their beer after a Vikings loss. And then you have us once in a while saying what we just said. But you should see what it's like in Philadelphia or New York.
But those people are insane.
They'll burn their cars.
They'll burn down Santa Claus.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
We
never
just go,
forget.
oh, shoot. We
They will
lost
curb
again."
stomp Santa.
But
You're
there's
right.
a
They
difference.
did once in Philly.
Yeah,
by the way.
then they throw snowballs at him. or
Yeah, they
whatever.
almost took him down.
But
Yeah.
the difference, though, is there is a fine line between apathy here in the Twin Cities and complete psychosis in Philadelphia. There's a
Okay.
difference between expectations and.
Well, I wasn't planning on this direction, but let's do some linking.
All right.
The same kind of phlegmatic casualness is ruining our politics.
Absolutely, Joe.
No,
one and
nobody
one
gives
together.
a bleep.
That's it. Exactly.
That's
Nobody
not
cares.
that's not a bad analogy, actually.
That's why we have so much fraud. Right there.
Our politics are the equivalent of our sports. They don't achieve. No, the sports teams aren't cheating and they aren't stealing. But the politics have
Wish they
gotten to
weren't.
that point because they're getting away with it because of this statewide attitude of who cares.
Yep.
I cannot argue with
Did
that.
you see this strikes me as terribly anticlimactic, but it's making both the national and local news. This is Tom Hauser, our own, or not our own,
You
but
mean the flaming lefty, Tom Hauser?
well, we don't know what he is. That's why he's a good reporter. How many times do I have to tell you that?
Tom, I'm just kidding.
Well, this just came out. The 25th and final meeting of the Minnesota House Fraud Prevention and State Agency Oversight Committee issued a final report yesterday. All right, that's it. Apparently we're done. We issued the report yesterday. It harshly criticized almost all Democratic leaders in the state. The report was authored by the Republican majority of the committee. The Democrats offered no input, which I can only conclude means they're complicit. This was their baby. Fraud is their baby.
It was from Kristen Robbins, Patty Anderson, Pam Altendorf, Jim Nash, and Isaac Schultz.
The Democrats were there. They're invited to comment. They say nothing because this is what they created. And getting back to the sports link, this won't have any impact on the voters. They're brain dead. These people have led us to ruin, and they'll get elected again.
Yep.
I'm exhausted by this. I
The
really
same-
am. I'm tired of it. I can't. I don't
You're
know
right,
what to
Joe.
do.
The same people that are responsible for the Wild losing last night are responsible for the fraud. Those people, us. We allowed this S to happen.
The Walz administration enabled fraud by having a culture that accepted fraud, tolerated fraud, tried to suppress fraud in some ways, and did not hold anyone accountable. Kristen Robbins, Republican Maple Grove chairwoman of the committee, said. Among other findings, the report said the Walz administration ignored and consciously downplayed shocking levels of fraud, created a culture that enabled fraud by failing to hold anyone in his administration accountable, and ignored, demoted, and retaliated against whistleblowers. The DFL lead on the committee, the Representative Dave Pinto, said Republicans missed an opportunity for a bipartisan approach to fighting fraud. Hey, Pinto, go bleep yourself. You're part of the problem. Instead, this is an 80-page report posted less than 24 hours ago full of partisan nonsense and speculation, Pinto said.
Yeah.
Pinto, you're wrong. You're a Democrat, so you're part of the problem. You've engineered this and helped to look the other way.
It might be partisan, Joe, but it certainly holds some water.
Well, I was just about to say that, Ken. Just because it's partisan doesn't mean it's not true. That's the problem. And they're never going to get the opposite side of the aisle to participate in any of this.
Robin said, hey, DFLers, you could have issued your own report. You could have come up with your own report. I welcome your comments. And for you to say this was an alternate reality is mistaken. You're not understanding the role of the Oversight Committee.
And how will this be spun by the left? They'll say, see, we're under attack.
No,
This is why we have to fight back against the Trump administration. That's how they'll spin this.
Well, you're 100% right.
Yeah. The tribalism is ruining the country, and it's ruining this state, and it continues to flourish. And
When I first saw this,
I'm tired of it. I don't know what more to say about it.
I had asked this off the air and off the council, but if this is a step in order to get further traction for some type of either federal investigation or some type of further prosecution, this step was then in fact necessary, correct?
Yeah, I don't trust a federal investigation any more than I trust anything. I don't trust any politics anymore in my life. I don't buy any of it. I don't believe in anybody. I don't believe in one single soul.
Especially the wild.
As the country evolved, that third rail
Yep.
really evolved, and they're their own special entity. They literally are on a different rail than us. And I'll never forgive, for example, the Republicans in this state who have sat by and let Trump get away with the nonsense he's gotten away with. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I don't trust any of them. This fraud report made the national news, but only Fox. I doubt if the New York Times is going to pick it up.
Did the Star Tribune have one on this?
Nope. But you know those deadlines.
We'll have it next week.
This would have had to be out at 7 o'clock yesterday morning in order to be in today's paper. Maybe it's currently online. I didn't check.
What story did we talk about yesterday that did finally make the paper today? We spent a great deal.
EV license.
Yeah, the EV story. Yeah.
Well, they still own that story. They had it online. That was
Yeah,
their
that's
story.
right,
And then they, because of
You know what?
deadline problems, it only now has gotten to print.
I think us four are the only people that care about this. The world has moved on, and they don't turn to physical newspapers anymore, ink-stained newspapers.
We are. We're just
We're just
idiots.
hanging on, aren't we?
We're just morons wondering, hey, did the paper guy show up today? Who
Why
cares?
Why is this yesterday's news?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to be terribly disappointed in your fellow Minnesotan?
Which Minnesotan?
Would you like to guess what the most trending story is right now on StarTribune.com? I'm just looking at it. I don't know if that's based upon algorithms, but I'm just looking at it.
I would have no idea.
Joe, I'm about to tell you, talking about the very thing you were just discussing a moment or two ago. Live, Vikings will release their 2026 schedule today. Here's what we know so far,
Okay, let me ask you something.
and I am not kidding.
No, let me ask you something.
Yes,
Where are you getting that information?
I'm on StarTribune.com.
Okay, and they have a list of the things
Like
that are,
trending, you know, like what's the...
and
what's,
that's the number one thing?
you want me to find
Where,
out?
where am I supposed to go?
What are we doing? What are we doing, Joe?
Why are we here?
What are we
What
doing?
is the
You know
point of all of this?
Let's just turn the lights off and go home.
Let's call it a day.
This is a waste.
Well, we can't quit if Matthew's not here.
We have lost. We've lost.
We lost.
We do know, Joe. We
Common
do know
sense
this.
has lost.
We do know that the Vikings are going to be in Mexico City on November 22nd to play the 49ers.
Before we shut the doors and turn off the lights and board up the windows, I need to come clean because I can't live with myself. I really made a huge mistake yesterday.
You now agree that people who think Trump is a competent, functioning human being have Trump
Joe,
derangement syndrome.
That's it, Joe. Of course it is. Can I get you a tissue or some pearls to clutch?
No.
No. Let's stay focused on how dumb I am here. Yesterday, when we were talking about the fraud bill that was passed, I erroneously said that there isn't a law enforcement thing in there because it had been removed earlier on from Heather Gustafson's bill. They actually put it back in. And so let me read this in order to clear my conscience. Beginning January 1st, 2028, the office would have the authority to appoint licensed peace officers and establish a law enforcement agency to be called the Inspector General Anti-Fraud and Waste Bureau that would conduct statewide investigations and make arrests. So that was put back into the bill.
I don't believe any of that either.
And we got to talking about this yesterday on Krabby, and I brought up because we think this is good, or at least Jay and I kind of do, that the office of the Inspector General is good. I brought up your point that this just means more money, more people hired, more money, more money,
New desk
more
chairs,
money.
new tables, new
And-
computers.
You're absolutely right. That's what it means. The Attorney General got what he wanted. He got his money and the investigators and the desks and the chairs and the water coolers.
Let's talk about two ways to look at this, the fraud. One, what ultimately becomes depressing is the absence of character in the people we've elected. Their character it's not there. Their ethical groundwork is not there.
May I?
Yeah.
Why do we not care about that as a populace? Why?
I'm glad
why
you used
doesn't
the
that
word
ma-
populist because I think this is a national problem.
It absolutely
The character of the human condition is.
is. Why doesn't it matter anymore?
It's just incredible how much character doesn't matter.
Yep.
And the second thing, and maybe we've answered it over the years, but I'm not sure concisely. Why did walls look the other way? It can't be as simple as to get votes. Why was that an outgrowth of the absence of character? Why would the DFL party in Minnesota be so complicit in allowing the taxpayers' money to be stolen? Why?
What are you talking about?
God is a long forgotten thing for
So
everybody
stop that
except
guy.
for me.
Joe, so then people like me and other conservative conspiracy nutballs, we are, and I'm guilty of this, start thinking, well, all those trips to China, maybe he's got a manifesto, maybe he's just following orders, which when you say it out loud sounds absurd, but tell me something different, Governor Walz. Come on.
Didn't we just have a mayor somewhere in this country who was
Yeah. I saw the
defrocked
headline.
or whatever because she was
Yeah.
a Chinese agent?
Somewhere in California,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
California mayor
Yeah.
was a Chinese agent, John.
John, did you see that
I
headline?
think John can find that in about 30 seconds.
It wasn't Karen Bass, was it?
No.
Oh,
She's a Cuban agent.
gotcha.
But no longer, because Cuba no longer has fuel, so she probably doesn't want to go there.
So you're right, Joe. When I read that, you know what I did? Did one of those.
Arcadia, California.
Arcadia, California, and her name was Zizong Zhu or something.
Eileen Wang,
Wang.
mayor of the city, resigns over Chinese agent charges.
Yeah, she's an agent.
Sorry, what city, Johnny?
Arcadia, California.
Arcadia, California.
I think that's in the Bay Area, isn't it? I don't know. I don't even know why I said that.
Isn't that an SUV?
Southern
Yes, it is.
California, or Southern California.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's in the south. Not
Right,
near-
down
not
over
near-
there.
It's not near Frisco at
You
all.
can get there from here.
You can get there. You can go. Back to the character.
Nothing to see here, though. That's all right.
Why?
What the hell is going on?
Why? In a lapse of character. No, I don't even know what question to ask anymore. I'm flummoxed. I don't
What
like
led
You're
to the-
exhausted. You're exhausted,
You know,
aren't
I
you?
am.
Joe, what led to this? Do you think this is an outgrowth? That's a big boy word of social media. Do you think this is social media coming to life that we no longer care about character? We're so used to being lambasted online. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
We had it so good for so long has something to do with it.
Or were they always evil and corrupt? We just didn't realize it.
But it wasn't this bad.
I don't
think.
believe it was ever this bad. I just don't believe that. This seems to be a completely concerted effort involving the highest levels of the DFL party. Hi, Amy. This has to be a real long way in the back room where this was. People knew this was happening and they decided to do nothing about it.
Yeah.
And why would they?
And I don't know. I don't believe Walls stuffed. I continue to say that. I don't believe Walls or Amy, and I'm not so sure about Omar. I don't believe Walls or Amy stuffed money in their own pocket. I don't believe that. But for some reason, they allowed money to be stuffed in other pockets. And I just don't get it. I don't know
Why
why.
do we as voters allow Ilhan to get away with not even coming in and answering some questions?
Have you
Why
ever
do we
walked-
allow that?
Well, go walk through her district, and it's people who don't care that the Vikings haven't won a Super Bowl, and they don't care that it's the link to sports again. We have, what the hell do Minnesotans care about? Would be a better question. What do we care about?
Apparently today it's the schedule.
Apparently,
Seriously. I'm not joking.
what the hell do Minnesotans care about? Are Minnesotans currently proud to live in Minnesota? Are they proud of their state?
Some of us still are, kind of. But that's waning for someone like me. And I've lived here my whole life.
I've lived here my whole life, which is longer than your whole life.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I still somewhat do, but boy, it's getting harder and harder
John,
to.
want to weigh in about living and life? And
Not really.
I spent the
when did
first
you get here? 87, 83,
88.
88?
I spent the first 10, 15 years of my working life flying all over the country and covering something, then flying home. And I was always glad to be home. I was always glad to fly back to Minnesota. I can't say that now.
Yeah.
I can't say that now. It's not the same. It just isn't the same. I got to look at something here. Oh, yeah. Say, I had a chance to talk to some of the guys from Rosedale Chevrolet, and I've been understating the tremendous inventory they have, the low cab forwards and the pickup trucks and the medium duties and the express cargo vans. Because they're a business elite dealer, I almost did it again, they have more inventory than your average Chevrolet dealer. I was talking to these guys about this. I was talking to Jack Shimoda and Bob Schmidt. These guys are GLers, and I was looking at pictures of the inventory. It's absolutely incredible. So you're in the flooring business, or you're a landscaper, you're an HVAC guy, an electrician, a plumber, siding, roofing. They got dump trucks, the mini cool dump trucks and the great big dump trucks. They've got, if you're in the moving business, these guys have put together moving companies and they show up at your house with the big box truck. They've got the trucks. The inventory is absolutely incredible. It's, as you well know, it's Rosedale Chevrolet, County Road C and Interstate 35. You can't miss it. It's right there. I hope I got that right. Yeah, 35W and County Road C. And I was talking to these guys about what makes them different, and it is the inventory. You will go in there and get exactly what you need, and you will get it today. It's rosedalechevrolet.com. I'll give you a number, too, if you want to call them. 651-636-0340. But if you need to get on the road now for your job and your business and you need a good truck, Rosedale Chevrolet is the answer. Rosedale Chevrolet, 35W and County Road C in Roseville.
Is that his cylinder index or his golf score? Either way, it's a big number. Here's Joe Souchere.
That's old Ben Johnson. That's got to be 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I am still scarred by what happened on Sunday. I was in the Twin Cities, took a little Sunday drive through Minneapolis, and I can't believe what I saw. No, it wasn't crime. It wasn't homeless people. It wasn't what you probably think. It was the embarrassing yards I saw on westbound Minnehaha Parkway between Lindale and Lake Harriet. I'm looking at $3 to $7 million homes and 2-bit yards. I'm talking to you folks. You folks need to get in touch with professionalturf.com right now. Turn that yard around. It's embarrassing. Start with the landscape division. They'll make that embarrassing front yard. And that rainforest you've got going in the background, the backyard that you think nobody can see, they're going to make that the envy of the neighborhood. They can show you what the finished job will look like before they even start. Their designers all certified by the Minnesota Landscape Association, and they specialize in turning your mess around. Anything you can possibly dream up, they can make a reality. Now for the grass. Let's do something about the weeds, the blight, the bare spots. Have a ProTurf Lawn Tech come out for a free estimate. Put together a program of both liquid and granular fertilizer and weed control products that's going to rid your lawn of all of that. The dandelion's gone, the broadleaf history. All those bare spots are going to fill in. You're going to have a thick, luscious lawn that you'll love to go barefoot on. ProTurf, you know what they specialize in? Curb appeal and improved morale. Get in touch with them today. A beautiful lawn is just a click away. ProfessionalTurf.com.
It's almost easier to come up with what Minnesotans don't care about than it is to come up with what Minnesotans care about. The evidence suggests that Minnesotans do not care about government theft. They don't care about government responsibility. They don't care about efficiency. I don't know what we care about.
Spending, certainly spending.
They don't care about spending.
Got that new shiny office building.
I mean, $18 billion of a surplus was taken from us. $18 billion. That's reason enough to fly the old flag. And not the...
Joe, that's what a crackhead does when he wins the lottery. He gets that cash and blows it within a week. That's exactly what we did with that surplus. We spent it like crackheads.
And there was no indication that the legislature, I'm including all of them, gave any thought whatsoever to the needs of the citizens. For example, they're building themselves a new office building. You could have had your pick of downtown St. Paul office buildings.
Yep.
With easy transportation to and from. There was no consideration was given to that at all. No, it's just endless, on and on and on.
And by the way, that office building's original figure, didn't it triple by the time it was all done?
It'll be $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's part of the game these days.
Yep. Kind of like that Southwest Light Rail line that still
exactly where
is
I
not
was
running.
going. Yeah.
We've had her on a number of times, Marion Rarick, who is a Republican legislator, but just one of the coolest cats because she if she was sitting here right now, she'd be saying everything we're saying. She's puzzled. She's confounded. She's torn. She came to government to actually serve. She considers what people are going through in this state. And apparently she had, a fiery speech? Let's hear it.
January of 25, Jody Harpstead was then the DHS commissioner in the Senate. And she said, there's more rumors of fraud than actual fraud. There's more rumors of fraud than actual fraud. That is where we started this journey. And I appreciate Representative Franzen because you've been on this journey longer than probably anyone fighting the fight for the daycare fraud, which again morphed into more fraud and more fraud and more fraud. But this is where we started, and the fraud committee also started about that same time. And as we began to meet with the fraud committee, we decided that we were going to reach out to the DHS whistleblowers on X. And at that time, there were only 430. And I say only because that number has exponentially grown. And so I was tasked with reaching out to those DHS whistleblowers. And I'll tell you, within literally hours of contacting them on X, they were so excited to tell us their story. And they did over and over and over again. And you know what? That group of 430 grew. So now there's over 1,000 that have joined together on X to tell their stories. And if you don't follow them, I recommend you go and follow them. And I'm sure they are watching right now because they watched every single fraud hearing and they would message me afterwards, sometimes during, sometimes they would give me intel during. And it is for them and for the state of Minnesota because they have been in this fight longer than anybody in this room. Those are the frontline workers that were retaliated against. Their jobs were threatened. Their children were threatened. They were asked by supervisors, we need to know where your children's bus stops are and where they go to school. What in the world does anyone need to know that for? They were being tracked. In their personnel files were pictures of them out in the community, in their homes. This is the stuff that they've been telling us. So this is like the best day of the last 2 years is today, because we finally have a solution for them, because nothing else has worked. The AG, where has he been? I don't know, but he's not prosecuting much. Where has everybody been? January of 25.
That's the end of the video.
Why also, of course I'm a racist.
Of course.
Yeah. Why almost exclusively did the Somali community benefit from this theft? Now, there's guys named Swenson trying to rip off the SNAP program, and I made up the name Swanson, but you get my idea. Why is it almost exclusively Somalis?
Well,
does anybody have an answer to that?
Can I help you?
Yeah.
Who lowered the safeguards for the nutrition?
Ilhan
Act?
Omar did.
And is she from Somalia?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
Were they knowing participants, or were they duped by the likes of Jody and Heather and Amy Bach?
Well, how could they be not knowing when they were getting the money? They were.
You answered. That's what I wanted you to say.
They were knowing participants.
Right.
We've seen some of the exchanges between some of the defendants in the trials. Hey, bro, today's our payday. I'll see you later. We're gonna get our money today.
How long are you gonna keep this up?
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Don't you just feel completely taken?
Yes.
I
asked you this yesterday when I first saw you. It's almost as if I have to say I didn't sign up for this. I didn't ask to live this way in this state. Why is this being forced upon us?
And you have in Ilhan Omar a congressional representative who absolutely refuses to participate with the legislators in Minnesota trying to get answers.
But she's fighting for us. Maybe
she
she's too busy.
She won't appear in person, and she won't submit documents.
She must be busy fighting for us.
I don't know what she's busy doing, but it isn't addressing the problems in Minnesota.
But I guess that's why the previous segment I had said, would this then just require a federal type of investigation? Because then at that point, wouldn't she have to submit information?
If the feds make her?
Yes.
You would think so.
Okay.
Let's look at the future. The session's over in a week, isn't it? John, what's the concluding day? Is it this Sunday night or a week from Sunday?
No, it's this Sunday.
It's this
This is
Sunday
the
night.
last week of
they're
the session.
celebrating already.
The session is over this Sunday night at midnight.
They've already got the party hats on.
Okay, great. They didn't get anything done this session, but that's
The fraud thing, that's what they're all patting themselves on the back for.
So my question is...
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
My question is, okay, we're going into summer, and maybe that'll provide some relief for the average citizen to get away from this. And in fact, if the average citizen is even thinking about it, and that seems to be the problem, we're not. There should have been marches on the Capitol with torches held high. What are you people doing to us?
Can I help answer that?
Yeah.
I had reached out to Representative Marion Rarick earlier today. Said, hey, any chance you have time for us on GL today? And she said, I'm sorry, I don't think so. It's pretty crazy here right now. The radical left gun grabbers have filled the Capitol, and they are all just screaming at us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go.
They passed, I don't know if you guys heard, they passed the budget bill today.
Yeah.
And there was nothing about any sort of gun legislation in the final budget bill, so I'm sure that's why the people are at the Capitol. I'll have more on that in the news.
Okay, let's go back to the question. Summer's going to come and go. Fall will come and go.
Love fall.
Another new legislative session will kick in January of 27. Do we have any? Well, there's an election this fall.
There is an election.
I don't hold out any great hopes for Minnesotans to do anything with their vote to end this. So let's say the same crowd gets elected. Well, this won't stop.
No.
They'll have the pawns in place to keep this going. Mm-hmm. Well, then we're back to the question, what are they up to? Why? What is the end game of allowing billions of dollars of your money to be taken and redistributed to only certain communities?
I'm sorry, you're not above the rules.
No, I know. I'm subject to the rules.
Kenny /
What is the end game? What is the end game? It's not, because it's not an intelligent way to govern to allow this to happen. At some point, you're going to run out of other people's money. What is the end game here? Why would there be this desire to continue to govern this way? Now, admittedly, Walz will be gone, but I'm sorry, I don't trust Amy Klobuchar. Come on in, Amy, and tell us why you're not culpable. So if she gets elected, which in this state,
she's going to win in a
it would
landslide.
be shocking if she didn't,
right,
because nobody cares. If that happens and this continues, somebody way smarter than me has got to tell me, what is their plan here? What is the ultimate game they're playing? What's going on? Because I don't think we know.
I have a theory.
Well, theories are worth the price you're going to pay to hear it. Let's hear it.
Nothing's going to change. It's going to stay the same. They're going to keep doing what they're doing and say that they're working for us and look at all the progress we made. And meanwhile, like you just said, nothing will ever change. They're just making it seem like things are going to change. But you're absolutely right. You've never been more right than you are right now.
To the point where, share with the class what you and Gabe were talking about in a subject Joe brought up, was that Monday, about the bonuses being issued.
Oh,
God. Gabe, I'm going to need your help with this. So yesterday on Krabby, we had Kirsten Swanson on, 5 investigative journalists, and she did her thing, and we talked about the bonuses that were paid to DHS employees. Then we had our buddy Faye Bernstein in. She's the whistleblower that's still employed by the Minnesota DHS, and we got to talking about this. And help me out, Gabe. She told us and dropped quite a bomb that some of the employees that received bonuses were actually ineligible because they were under investigation for giving out fraudulent money. Did I get that right, Gabe?
Yeah, she didn't say what they were under investigation for, but she said that she could think of at least one person that she personally knew that got a bonus and was ineligible according to DHS's standards.
Can I take a stab at this? She was under investigation by the people who were awarding her a bonus.
Wow, what a country, what a state.
It's just, how can you do anything but laugh? It's so sad and pathetic, and that's Minnesota right there.
I want the answer. I want to know what the end game is.
I want to know where the gold at.
Well, that's the same question, basically. Right. I want to know where the gold at.
Right.
Before we go, the budget thing, John, hopefully you can help me with this. Mm-hmm. The tabs issue.
Yeah.
Is that going to be part of your newscast?
Yes, but there's no numbers or anything yet. But yes, the what they did agree on, I have in the story.
Okay, we'll just wait then and flesh it out when you read it, because it's another boondoggle. Don't think that they did you any favors, GLers.
Like the sales tax break we got from Walls.
It's such a comedy. Oh my goodness.
You know, wouldn't it be nice when you roll that new truck home from Rosedale Chevrolet, you rolled it into a garage with a floor coating that was just put in there by Installed Building Solutions? These guys do the best floors in the business because they've upped their game. They're using polyurea garage floors. It's not the old school stuff like I got. Mine's what now? Let me do the math. 7, 8, I don't know, almost 20 years old. The old school stuff will peel. It'll crack when the temperatures swing. It gets stained. Not this stuff. It's easy to clean, easy to maintain. Just sweep it out or hose it down. And most floors are installed in one day by Installed Building Solutions. One day, and that finish will stay bright and clean for years. It won't yellow, and tough enough for your new trucks, tough enough for your tools and busy in and out garages. It looks polished and professional. And, when you get to be of my vintage, I like the fact that it's slip resistant too. You don't want to go falling on your butt there in the dead of winter. It's Installed Building Solutions. Just go to IBS Coating, one word, ibscoating.com. These are really, really great floors for garage logicians. ibscoating.com.
It's time to play Love in a Hardware Store.
It's not the one I was looking for.
Why do you always do that? Do you do that on purpose?
I know I made a mistake, and I apologize profoundly.
If you're offended.
If that bothered you.
You won't be offended if you decide to take your business to Quick Links Golf and QuickLinksGolf.com. It is golf season, I'm being told. Usually on Thursday. And what you can do...
Not for me.
That's right. Not for you because you're a dedicated person to this show.
That's right.
But you go to QuickLinksGolf.com. You don't just have to use this in the winter. You're going to save time by practicing at home instead of heading to the driving range or even between kids' sporting events. You get to practice with realistic feedback, instant video recording, or just play the courses that all the pros play. Quick Links Golf works with contractors to add spaces to home floor plans or create fun spaces for your employees at your office.
This is one of those deals where I could play Pebble Beach, right?
100%. And they're really neat. You can see it for yourself. Go to QuickLinksGolf.com and you can see all sorts of very cool past projects that they've been working on. And you can also book your free consultation today. I do love how you stare at the screen when this graphic shows on YouTube, by the way. But anyway, book your appointment today at QuickLinksGolf.com and let them know you heard about them here on the Garage Logic
Chris,
podcast.
you have got to get one of these installed in the green room there.
Gotta have one
so
right here.
Such can play Pebble Beach, and we can sit there and chirp at him.
Oh, yeah. Hit it in the water, you dumb.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, my God. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, it would.
That almost just ended the whole KSTP empire.
It pretty much brought us to a halt, didn't it?
Here's John Heidt in his newsroom.
Thank you, Joe. This news brought to you by North American Banking Company. One sports note, we've already mentioned the Wild lost, done for the season.
You know what? And I'm disappointed. I'm angry.
All right.
All the time we invested with that team this year. Think of the ticket holders, the season ticket holders.
Plus, the real shame of it is, I think they could have beaten either Vegas or Anaheim to get to the finals.
Yeah, easily.
And all those season ticket holders are going, oh, shucks, maybe next year.
Yeah. Good try, guys.
Well, it was just a better team, guys.
And how fun would Friday night have been? Downtown, West 7th. That would have been pretty
Those
cool.
poor guys could have had one more payday.
Yep.
Yeah,
The whole first period, that's what I was thinking, Chris. I was thinking, we can't lose on Friday. We won.
Right.
Yeah. As soon as that happened, I just watched the second part of the second period and the third period. As soon as Colorado tied it, I looked at people in the house and said, boy, we got some owners on 7th that are going to be awfully angry.
Isn't that a shame?
Yeah, it really is. In news, here's what we alluded to earlier. A bipartisan deal between Governor Walz and legislative leaders has been reached to end the Minnesota legislative session at the state capitol. It involves a deal to save HCMC with at least $200 million allotted from the general fund for that, and a $1.2 billion bonding bill with millions for infrastructure projects across the state. As part of the deal, Minnesotans will see relief on auto license tab fees.
Oh.
That was a top priority for Senate and House Republicans.
Read the
according
fine
to sources. So $250 million of that will go toward reducing the fees for 1 year.
Wait, are you kidding?
Yes, 1 year.
Yeah.
We're such suckers.
Wow.
Oh.
Another aspect of the deal sets aside $125 million for property tax relief, which Governor Walz says will be paid in direct support to counties. The 0.15% ballpark tax in Hennepin County will sunset as planned in the next couple of years. Lawmakers considered expanding it to help fund HCMC, but they said on Wednesday night it will not be converted to a health care tax. Lawmakers still have to come back to the Capitol. They'll have to work out all this official language of these bills before they go up for a vote in the coming days, but it has been signed off by leaders of both parties and by the governor. About the agreement, the governor said it reflects the disciplined, fiscally responsible approach Minnesotans expect. We are keeping a balanced budget, making targeted reductions, and focusing every dollar on core priorities, fiscal sustainability, critical infrastructure, and the health and well-being of our communities. DFL Senate Majority Leader Aaron Murphy had this to say: "This was a hard-fought negotiation, and I'm damn proud to say we defended many of our most essential Senate positions, including property tax relief for homeowners, and through direct support of counties and funding to stabilize health care at HCMC and critical access hospitals around the state. And from Republican House Speaker Lisa Dameth, our caucus has fought all session long for car tab relief, property tax cuts, and meaningful anti-fraud measures. This budget delivers that, along with help for rural and critical access hospitals across the state and relief for our counties.
You know, I said before I don't trust any of them. I trust that Marion Rarick.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think she's lying to me ever.
She's the real deal.
Yeah.
Lisa Dameth cannot hang her hat on that peg for the car tabs, please.
Yeah.
That's a one-year thing. I would not mention that during your campaign at all.
In fact, what you should do is even take it a step further. We wanted to do more, but this was what, you know what I mean? Saying something in that regard.
That's how you spin it.
Yeah.
Ooh, you are a spin doctor.
Thank you.
John, help me understand the HCMC thing. Does it fund it for just a year or two? Or
there's
do you
$200 million to start.
Yeah.
And there's another pool, I guess you'd call it, of money for $500 million for them for future use.
Okay.
That's the way I read it.
Pretty important hospital in the Twin Cities.
Yeah. Among hot-button items not included in the agreement, relief for businesses that lost revenue during Operation Metro Surge, and no major gun-related proposals.
In keeping with the theme of the show today, Mr. Mayor.
Which is what?
You might want to get Al Green ready.
Yeah.
I do have breaking news to report here from the Star Tribune's Ben Gessling. The Vikings will close the regular season at home against the Bears. Per a source, it has 132,000 impressions.
Wow.
Football.
What, tomorrow?
We don't care about fraud.
Hell, Chris, that'll probably be my lead tomorrow, the new schedule, don't you think? Yet another update on that shooting in Fridley last weekend that we keep talking about it. We now finally know what caused everything. It apparently stemmed from a fender bender, followed an aggressive confrontation, according to newly filed court documents. Now, we've told you about this a couple times. Prosecutors on Wednesday charged 38-year-old Cordero Frank Allen Frost with first-degree assault and drive-by shooting for that shooting along University Avenue by Interstate 694. A woman was hurt critically traveling with her 5-year-old daughter after attending a prom send-off party at a friend's house. Surveillance video from the area of the prom send-off party in Columbia Heights showed that when the victim and her daughter were leaving, her SUV appeared to make contact with a Blazer that had been parked behind her. Seconds later, Frost and his wife jumped into the Blazer and sped away. About a block away from the party, the victim said the Frost tried something similar to a pit maneuver on her SUV until she pulled over. They then got out of the Blazer and started aggressively yelling at her. The woman added she drove away quickly to get away from them, but they caught back up to her SUV and she suddenly heard the gunshot and lost control of her body. The Frosts were arrested Monday. While Cordero acknowledged the confrontation, he said there was no involvement in any shooting, but his wife talked extensively with police, according to the charging documents, implicated her husband by saying she heard the gunshot when she was fastening her seatbelt and realized he'd shot at the SUV.
I hear scanner reports almost every morning about people showing a gun or pointing a gun. They're so angry in traffic that they do that.
I had a kid once coming home, traveling southbound on Lexington near University Avenue and heard a shot. And when she got home, there was a bullet hole in the door.
Oof.
Criminy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's not just Minnesotans and Wisconsin folks who love Quick Trip. On Wednesday, yesterday, USA Today's 10 Best released its rankings of the best gas stations in the United States and the gas stations with the best food. Based on votes from its readers, Quick Trip took the top spot in both polls.
Highly deserved.
Yep.
Highly deserved.
Couldn't agree more.
Hear, hear.
The top.
You know why? Because of the new partnership with We Are Nuts, John. That's why that happened.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Top overall gas station vote was based on cleanliness, snack options, freshness of food, and coffee. Quick Trip beat out Royal Farms, an East Coast-based chain, and Oklahoma-based Quick Trip, but spelled differently.
Yeah, well, that's not that. No.
Yeah, that's they beat them. So Hy-Vee's gas stations. I've never been in a Hy-Vee gas
You know
station.
what? When you go on a quick trip, the people are friendly too.
Yes.
What's that gas station with the dirty name? That's popular.
Pump and
Bucky's.
Munch.
Bucky's?
No, Pump and
Come
Munch.
and go.
Come and go.
Come and go.
That's it. Yeah.
That's scandalous.
Only you would think that's a dirty name. It means come in, get your gas, and go.
You ever
Joe,
noticed how it's spelled?
Have you
I
ever
haven't.
driven by one and seen the spelling? Thank you.
I have
Kenny.
not.
That's exactly it. So, anyway, quick trip. There are already more than 200 of them in Minnesota, 500 in Wisconsin, but the company continues to grow. The first one opened back in 1965 in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Quick Trip was also recently named America's favorite convenience store by the
it's a
American
beauty.
Customer
It's a beauty.
Satisfaction Survey. And finally, State Fair news. Yes. there's more
John,
State Fair
do you
news.
look for this on purpose?
I don't.
Of course
this
he
is-
does.
I
I
think he
actually look
does.
forward. I look forward to this story every year. It's the announcement of the free stage.
There's
entertainment,
900
because
free shows.
Many times
You got to do all of them?
there are better acts at the free stages than there are at the main stage.
Yeah, I'll second that. Yeah.
Yeah. And this year there is one really good country artist, Margot Price, will be playing the Luther Bandshell. Luther Bandshell is the former Liney's Bandshell. Love Margot. She's wonderful. And old folks, hip-hop pioneers, the Sugar Hill Gang, will be
No way.
playing. Yep, they'll be playing at the Luther Bandshell.
As
They'll
long as
be
you're mentioning
smoking.
music, you know what I heard? And we'll have more on it later next week. Jeff Dayton joins Pat Donahue and Stephen C. at the Midway Saloon next Wednesday night.
Really?
Wednesday night.
Yeah. Yep.
It's 6 to 8. Remember, he does it early so he can get home.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
6 to 8. So it's Pat and Steve. Steven.
And Jeff Dayton is
And
joining
Jeff
him this
Dayton.
week.
That hip hop
Next
show
week.
at that free stage. Can you imagine the weed
Oh,
smoke?
it's going to be up in
There'll
smoke,
be
man.
spliffs
What
the size
stage
of
are
your
the
forearm.
what stage of the Pioneers? What,
The old
At
Liney Lodge.
The old
Oh, yeah.
Liney's.
Yeah.
It's now
There in
called
the trees, a
Luther
wonderful
Bandshell.
little spot.
I love it there because there's shade and
Benches. Yep.
The only issue, though, and I think John mentioned this, but the only issue is when it is such a popular act, you get about 9 miles away from the stage.
okay.
That's
Wait, linking.
Okay.
Can you see my brainwave moving?
a little bit.
Why do we love the state fair? We unanimously embrace the state fair.
That is true.
All skin colors, all genders, all heights, all weights. We all
That's
love
true.
the fair.
My people. The
What the
fatties.
hell, huh? Huh?
Because we like
Huh?
spending $12 at a beer, maybe.
I guess.
Oh, I thought you were going to give us an answer.
Yeah, I thought there was a
What do
theory
you want
going
from me?
somewhere.
Everything? Do you want everything?
Well,
You're the mayor.
That's why
Judy,
you're sitting
damn
in
it,
that
think
chair.
for yourself, will you?
You know, you got me thinking about this free stage, and I want to give a tip to GLers that go to the fair during the day, and you find a spot by that stage, and you sit down and you lean against the tree. That's where the night before about 30 different dudes took a leak.
Yeah.
So that's what you're sitting in when you
I have
lean
a-
up against that tree.
I have a funny Columbia, South Carolina story. I don't want to say that one of the kids I used to have might have had one or two, but she's meeting a kid that's graduating from South Carolina, and he's moving to Owatonna. He got a gig with Federated.
Oh.
And the first words out of her mouth upon meeting the guy was, "Well, you should see our fair." I looked at her and I thought, "You really think that's it, huh?"
That's why there's so much fraud. that's what we care about. That's why the
thing that
wild
came to her
loss.
mind
Hey.
when this kid from Cincinnati, Ohio, is moving to Owatonna.
That's the reason why the wild loss, why we can never win a championship, why
Right.
there's fraud. All we care about is
Wait
that
till you
stupid-
see our fair. Okay, honey, you just throw
gotta
in a
ride
water
home.
once
Can I
in a
get you a
while.
cup of
How about
coffee?
a water
Crap.
once in a
Give me
while?
those keys.
Before we go to a break here, I also want to mention one other, and Kenny will poo-poo the first one of these, but the Schilling Amphitheater, free, will have the Twin Cities' very own Honey Dogs, who I loved.
I've
Ken
put
not
that
so
to
much.
bed. That's what's his name? Adam.
It's both the Levies, Adam
yeah,
and Noah.
yeah.
Yeah, and the Cactus Blossoms also will be performing there. Also very wonderful.
You know what? I'm so chill on that subject, John. I would go see him. As long as there's a place to sit down that's not next to a tree.
Yeah, and in the shade. I want to be in the shade. Right?
Yeah, in the shade, yeah.
Why don't we take a break here and hear from the mayor of Garage Logic?
Well, I'm
Mr.
going to keep this rolling.
Joe
Wouldn't it be neat to drive your new truck from Rosedale Chevrolet onto your new garage floor installed by Installed Building Solutions in the new garage that Precision Door builds for you?
Wow, that's the trifecta.
They have models of doors for every budget, and it's more than a door. It'll increase the aesthetics and the value, and you'll save energy, and it provides better security. And the guy comes out or the gal comes out, that's free. You sit around, you have a nice chat, bing, bang, boom. The next thing you know, you got a new garage. If you like your current garage door, they got a special offer. Wait a minute. They don't build the whole garage, but you can get a new door.
That's right.
I was selling you on the idea they do the new garage door. If you like your current door, you can get a $79 safe and sound package, which includes a 25-point safety inspection. Let Precision Door throw the diagnostics to that baby and make sure she's fit to go. It's Precision Door. Whether you need a new door or whether you want to just service the door you have now, it's Precision Door. Book online at precisiondoormn.com. That's one word, precisiondoormn.com. Or call Precision Door at 612-263-6985 to schedule your free on-site new door estimate and or a safe and sound package.
Cannot stop him. He'll just make a move. Joe Souchere.
How about this for timing? Johnny just had this in his newscast. The number one gas station in all the land is Quick Trip. And right now, at all of your participating Quick Trip locations, you're going to save money on gas. 5 cents off per gallon of gas when you purchase a jar of We Are Nuts. And this only goes through the month of May because you know gas prices are getting out of control right now. So you need to stock up on both snacks and on fuel by going to any participating Quick Trip location. And I should specify, you do have to be a Quick Rewards member, which I just so happen to be. And you will save 5 cents per gallon of gas on a future fuel purchase with the partnership of We Are Nuts and wearenutsmn.com. Get any one of them. I stopped, 2 nights ago? Got the original toffee and the maple bourbon toffee almonds. Those are
what,
two
they
of
got
my
one
favorites.
of them end caps?
The one I stopped at did have an end cap, but you do have to look for them because they're not always in the same location at each store. So you do need to look for them. But that is part of the deal if you're a Quick Rewards member. And like we mentioned, Quick Trip is the best place known to man right now. So place your order online as well at wearenutsmn.com. And please do me a favor and mention that you heard about them here on the Garage Logic podcast.
Thanks, Chris. In other news, Chinese leader Xi Jinping warned President Trump that any mishandling of Taiwan could lead to, quote, an extremely dangerous situation, directly raising a point of tension that's loomed over what the U.S. president said at the start could be the best summit ever. Xi's remarks, while in line with China's longstanding position, threatened to dim the mood of a visit both countries hoped would stabilize some ties. The meetings that began today at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing were billed as a gathering of superpowers to quell economic and trade disputes. The Senate yesterday unanimously voted to advance a resolution sponsored by Senator John Kennedy to suspend senators' pay during a government shutdown. Something that would give senators, obviously, a powerful incentive not to shut down the federal government. The resolution only applies to members of the Senate, does not need to be approved by the House or signed by President Trump. It would take effect after the midterm election, so it wouldn't apply to a possible government shutdown this fall, which Republicans think is likely to happen because of animosity between the president and Democratic senators. The Senate voted 99-0 on the motion to end debate on proceedings to the resolution, signaling it will easily have enough support to pass the upper chamber. Remember a month or so back, we talked about Thomas Keene. He's a representative from New Jersey, Republican, who was MIA from Congress.
Yes, I do recall.
That caused a bit of a stir because nobody had heard about him. Finally, Speaker Mike Johnson was able to reach him after about 30 days and said he had been battling, quote, an unspecified personal health matter. Well, no other contact has been made with Keene, and he's still not back to work. And now we've got a Democrat that's MIA. Representative Frederica Wilson, a Democrat from Florida, hasn't voted on any issues since April 17th. According to her documented voting record, and she's not yet addressed her absence as she nears 4 weeks away from the Capitol without explanation.
Then don't pay her.
Her team has been keeping her social media accounts active in an apparent effort to give the impression that she's still on the job. The 83-year-old Democrat does not appear in video footage of meetings held by either of the two committees she sits on since she last voted in the House. To make all this even better, she's running for office again while all this is going on.
My God.
Wilson is seeking another 2-year term in the 24th Congressional District she's held since 2013, representing Miami-Dade area and Broward County, but she faces an August 18th primary challenge from Christine Sanin Jules Alibo, a small business owner with ties to the NAACP.
Okay, in Miami, do you think people care that she's missing?
Well, we'll find out, I guess, at the election, but, probably not. Allegiant Air said yesterday it's finished up its purchase of Sun Country Airlines, finalizing a deal that combines two low-cost carriers at a turbulent time for the budget airline industry. Las Vegas-based Allegiant said the transaction closed after getting required regulatory and shareholder approvals. It comes as both airlines and travelers are grappling with the sharp run-up in jet fuel costs driven by the war in the Middle East.
I read a neat story in the Wall Street Journal the other day about a company that goes and rounds up all the dead-ended planes. And they had to, you read that, I bet, John.
I did.
They had to go and, wherever Spirit landed for the final time, those planes just sat there parked. And this guy that runs the company, he rounds up pilots. They're wearing blue jeans and T-shirts, and they fly these planes on behalf of the leasing companies. They fly them to that parking lot in it's either
Vegas?
Nevada or Arizona.
Nevada,
and they're all sitting there. That's where they go. It was really cool.
What a fun job.
It's a hell of a job, isn't it?
Is that why he's missing today? The news story John just read?
No, he has nothing to do with Spirit.
No. John just said Sun Country was acquired by Allegiant.
Oh, he has nothing to do with Sun Country.
So he's not brokering the deal?
No.
He wasn't at the table.
Well, you know what? He might have been.
Backroom dealing.
Yeah.
Can you see him doing this one too?
Yeah.
I just ran the numbers.
He would love to play a businessman.
God, he would love it.
Yeah.
The earliest known dental procedure dates back 59,000 years.
Ooh.
And it was conducted by a Neanderthal, according to a new study.
Hold still.
Oh, my God.
This is going to hurt me
Hold
more
my
than
growl.
it's going to hurt you.
Is it possible? I'm glad you guys react that way, because it's impossible to read that first line of that story and not immediately get an image.
Right.
in your mind.
I'm having a cartoon bubble of the dentist.
You hold him down, I'll get the club.
I'm not seeing very sterile products either. You know, I think I see a lot of infections you're dealing
Well,
with.
maybe we should hear the story.
Sorry.
Archaeologists discovered the molar in a Siberian cave. A deep hole suggests a sharp tool, possibly like a toothpick made of local jasper, was used for the beginnings of a root canal. The process would have taken between 35 and 50 minutes, according to researchers who conducted similar procedures on 3 modern human teeth. Wear patterns indicate the Neanderthal was able to continue eating with the tooth after the procedure. The discovery marks the first such procedure by any species other than Homo sapiens. It also challenges prior understanding of Neanderthals' cognitive abilities, showing they could identify a source of pain, as well as determine and administer proper medical treatment, which would require at least some physical dexterity.
After you do the root canal, though, you got to pack that hole in the tooth with something. I wonder what they used back then.
Your finger.
So the guy was able to eat. I thought the story was a bunch of BS until they said, well, he was able to eat after they did it. That would indicate a root canal.
Yeah. Can't you just see Fred the Neanderthal in the break room at the quarry there in at work in Bedrock, and his tooth falls out and he's crawling around on the floor? Nope, that's not my tooth.
Are you sure that's mine?
I didn't think it was mine. I don't know why.
Foods to eat if you'd like better brain health, according to the Alzheimer's Association. Ready?
Yep.
You want meals that are high in fruits, vegetables, especially leafy greens.
I like it so far.
Grapes, you're a big grapes guy.
I love the grape.
Mm-hmm.
Whole grains and lean proteins.
What are lean proteins?
Chicken, fish.
Eat a lot of chicken and fish.
Those options are nutrient-rich and dense with great food value, says Alzheimer's Association CEO and President Joanne Pike. The diet, which is backed by years of scientific research, also recommends limiting processed foods and added sugar. None of this is really a scoop, is it?
Not really, John. This is just common sense.
Yeah. People who participate in the Alzheimer's Association's challenge will get guidance on how to incorporate those and other recommendations into their daily lives. The goal is to develop healthier habits that can be sustained for years to come.
I'm confused by processed foods. Serious question.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
That means
what does it mean?
Any kind of cold meat, pretty much.
Like luncheon meat.
Luncheon meat, yeah.
No, we don't have that.
Even say the summer sausage that I buy at Everett's Meat Market in South Minneapolis, which is incredible. That's considered processed?
I don't know. That's what I'm confused by. What if I buy a tub of chicken salad made by Kowalski's?
Well, I think you're fine as long as what they use as ingredients aren't
chicken
processed.
And mayo.
Yeah, but it's got a lot of bad stuff
mustard,
in it,
right?
That tastes good. Mayonnaise.
No, like mayonnaise.
John's talking more about prepackaged food.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about. Like, so to answer Kenny's question, Kenny, you're way better going off with something from Everett's than you are from a store-bought packaged of like a big brand.
Yeah,
that's way
Everett's,
better for you.
You're getting the real deal.
Yeah. Have you guys seen, I saw a commercial this morning for a fast food restaurant. I don't remember which one. But in order to make eating a salad more convenient, they've stuffed the salad into a pita pocket so you can use your hands to eat a salad.
Yeah. That's interesting.
That's weird.
John, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And on that note,
we'll see you later.
See you later.
Okay.
You'll learn more here by accident than elsewhere by design. Here's Joe Souchere.
Here's North American Banking Company, willing to provide you a better banking experience, and they have been investing into your success since 1998. And you know what? Way back then, they wanted to create a better banking experience for you, for your family, and also for all of you small business owners out there. And they have delivered on that promise each and every single day, because they know a lot has changed since then. However, this commitment to being a true community bank in the Twin Cities, that has not changed, nor will it ever change. So you get that feeling anytime that you walk into any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations, whether it's Roseville, 50th in France, Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, and also over in Maple Grove. They'll offer you the same updated online and mobile banking tools as all of those other big national banks. Whether you're looking to buy a home, finance a new home renovation project, get that new car that you've been thinking about, or yeah, if you want to start your business, check out my friends at North American Banking Company today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. Once again, it's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender. Joe?
The flag update continues, and we have just one today because, you know, that's something Minnesotans care about. They care enough about their state that they see the tradition and history of the old flag, you know. Charlene writes, the city of Oak Grove is flying the true flag, and she attached a picture. And the city of Oak Grove is flying the real Minnesota flag, the American flag, and a POW flag. I'll hand that to our staff member. We're up to, what, 80 cities, something like that now? Yeah, it's just fantastic.
What do you think about when you hear Oak Grove, Minnesota?
I think of a dairy.
And?
Cottage cheese.
I don't know.
Wasn't it Augie? He did the ads for Oak Grove Dairy?
Oh, he did the ads for...
I thought it was Oak Grove Dairy.
Some kind of...
Land O'Lakes?
No, he did it from eggnog.
Drink Oak Grove eggnog and you'll never drink eggnog again.
Right.
He was supposed to say, never drink another.
He said that?
Yeah. You drink this eggnog, you'll never drink eggnog again.
Oh, God.
Forgot
This will ruin you for life.
He meant to say you'll never drink another eggnog
we
again.
should start doing anti-endorsement ads.
Say, only because they come to us. Where are we? They're already in Rapid City. Boy, they must have had a big driving day, huh?
What is Boise to Rapid
They're taking
City?
the southern route. They went to visit Tom's sister and brother-in-law in Rapid City, South Dakota.
I bet they stop at Wall Drug.
Spending the night. Wait, what's going on here? Let's see. On
Where is
yesterday's
she?
podcast, you wonder what route we are taking. We are taking the southern. We are taking the southern route. We want to visit my sister and brother-in-law's family in Rapid City, South Dakota. Last night they spent in Evanston, Wyoming. They're heading there east.
Kenny, this drive has you written all
I've
over
done
it.
that. I've done I-80 through there. I've done I-70 and of course 90.
I did a portion of this because I spent the night in Casper on one of the Dum Dum runs and then went through South Dakota.
But I mean, if you're in Wyoming, you have got to get off the freeway and really enjoy what this country is.
John,
Yes.
can you look up this day in history? Because when we come to 2013, I had a printing problem.
Got it.
On this day,
Joe, today is May 14th.
in 1852, after weeks of rain, a mudslide covered much of Stillwater, destroying barns, shops, homes, and 3 rafts of lumber, but injuring no one. 2 cows in a barn kept their feet during the slide, and afterwards they walked out of a second-story window. In all, the slide covered 5 acres of ground in a depth of 1 to 20 feet. Prior to the slide, this land had been low and boggy, selling for about $1.25 an acre. After the slide, the land was more usable, and its value rose to $500 an acre. Most of the business area of present-day Stillwater is built on this location. On this day,
Joe, today is May 14th.
in 1988, the University of Minnesota Law School's 100th class graduated with 234 candidates, 98 women and 136 men, most of whom went straight into the Minnesota legislature. No, I don't know what they did. On this day,
May 14.
in 2002, I'm not sure this would have made my this day in history, but Prince released One Night Alone, his 25th studio album.
That was his piano album, just piano. Nothing
John,
else.
you take over. On this day,
May 14.
in 2013,
So I stepped
I'm
all
sorry,
over Chris. I
John.
wasn't used to it.
Yeah.
All right. In 2013, Minnesota becomes the 12th state to affirm marriage equality when Governor Mark Dayton signs and passes a bill allowing same-sex couples to marry. In 2012, Minnesota voters had rejected a proposed amendment to the state's constitution that would have limited marriage to heterosexual couples.
on this day in Minnesota sports disappointment history,
Who did we lose to on May 14?
on May 14th, 1982, the Twins and the Tigers, apparently in the same game, got into two different brawls.
Wow.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
Who was left to play then?
Did any of them get an owie
I don't know.
or a boo-boo?
On this day,
May 14.
in 1990, the Vikings left for Pecos, New Mexico Ranch for a 1-week-long retreat to end team discord.
Oh,
A retreat.
I'm not sure it worked.
no.
I'm not sure it worked.
Because that would have been, you said 90, right? 1990.
That's right.
That would have been Burnsy's last year.
I don't
How many
know.
prostitutes did they bring in?
I don't
Why?
know how that worked, Kenny. I'm not sure. They brought in any. I'm sure they were well behaved.
Everything was on the up and up.
Plus
Thank you,
lunch.
GLers.
Yes. Do us a favor if you have not done so already. You need to join the over 20,000 subscribers on the Garage Logic YouTube channel. That's right, Garage Logic. We got ourselves a YouTube channel where you can watch the show each and every single day starting right around noon. And you can also see full segments, video shorts, behind the scenes footage. It's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic, that's 2 words, on YouTube, along with all of our social media channels. That includes Facebook, Instagram, and X. And you could also sign up for the Daily Logician. That's an email that comes right to your inbox each and every single day. And it includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today online at garagelogic.com.